All right, today on the Real Property Show, we're going to be showing you how we poured the stem walls for this house behind me. So this thing's being framed right now, but we are going to show it. We're going to walk you around and show you how everything got done on pour day for the stem walls. Well, let's get going. Okay, so this is the stem wall pour, and you can see the guys here, they're standing on top of the wall. These forms are set up with the ties that we looked at in the previous video where they were actually setting up the forms on the bottom. They clip these things at the bottom of the wall, and then they start stacking these forms up. You can see the ties kind of mid-span on those forms where the two forms come together. Those hold those forms together so they don't spread open. And then you have these clips that go on the top as well, and they clip that wall. It's an 8-inch thick wall. And you can see these guys are actually tailgating this house. They're able to get all the way around this building with the concrete trucks. And this is a front loader, so it's able to get around really nice and easy around the site. And they have a wall boot that you'll see that they'll put on here that they use that helps. It's like a sock that comes down. You'll see it in a little bit here, but that actually helps them to get in there and not lose a bunch of material off the sides. Makes it easier. So you can see it on this one right here. He's actually working on there. He also has a vibrator in his hand, and that allows him to actually put that down inside the wall and help to vibrate that a little bit. That gets rid of like the actual like honeycombs or anything you'd see like voids that are being in the concrete where the rebar, something gets built up in there. So if you have a wetter slump on your concrete, it's going to flow a lot better. So this came out as a 5 slump. That's what the engineer required on this. So what he's doing is he's just making sure that that goes down and there's no voids in the concrete. You see him dropping that down in there. You can also see the bracing that he has on the outside of the wall just to help to line the wall. So those are liners, and he's going around and it's got string lines you can see around the perimeter, and he's checking those as he goes around. There's a good action shot of the wall boot that they're using that helps that to flow better off that. So kind of like a cone, and then it shoots down with a sock. So and you can see this driver, he's a pretty experienced driver. He's driving in a ramp right there, kind of kicked at an angle even with no hesitation. He was in there getting that done. So they were able to get all the way around this building. We did not have to use a boom pump, which is pretty common due to the size of this. So now down here you can see these are the sonotubes. These are for the columns sitting on top of the footings. We showed you that before where we built these columns. And this is actually where we're laying out the bolt pattern that needs to go in. So we're marking out for hold downs on the face of the forms as well as our anchor bolts that are going to be going in. So this is where we're calculating this out right now. And these measurements were all taken prior to the night of the pour. I'd like to do these, even have these laid out prior to the pour, but with these tall forms like this, it makes it difficult to set up templates. Okay, so here you can see they got the wall boot on and they're actually pouring the sonotubes full. So these things are filled with a cage that we built it's got 4 pieces of rebar wrapped with some actual ties that come up, and this is going to hold the CBSQ 66 bracket that sits on top for the post base for these 6x6 posts that sit there. See the guys holding this down in place. We have it snapped out where it goes on the concrete. They hold it there enough to get some concrete in there, and then it sets itself in place. So the rebar is set down low enough for those brackets we can set in there won't conflict with that. So we filled that one a little bit too full. We'll take that concrete and shove it over to the other one, but then they'll go to the next one and they continue to fill these up. And then that string line you see there, that's used to actually get these CBSQ 66s, which is the post bracket, to help get those things lined up. And we've actually shot an elevation on those too. So we have a storage stick over on the other side of the property where we can get the elevations of where that needs to sit, the top of that post bracket, so we know that we have the right fall coming off the building and those posts are at the right height. So that's all shot before the pour to make sure we're all good to go. So you can see they have liners on this as well. They're lining this form with a string line on the stem walls as they go through. So, and there's another shot of the clips. And we're still marking out and checking for bolts, making sure we get the bolts in the right spot. You can see the hold down bolts in the far corner. Those are SSTB. I think those are 28s. They're actually big ones on that far corner of the forms there across the video, but where the guy in the blue shirt's walking. But those are going to get stabbed into the concrete. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the Real Property Show today. I hope you learned something about pouring stem walls and how we did it on this custom home here. So if you'd like more information about building a custom home or building an ADU, visit our website at freemansconstruction.com. If you have any real estate needs, either buying a home or selling your home or buying land, selling land, go to our website at freemansrealty.com. We'd love to talk to you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.